throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Chiefs and the Hawks, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes in quarterback.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the one interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-to-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of a season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he's probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
First play, Mahomes looking to throw it. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
Now here are the Seahawks in great shape to start their first drive. And leading the charge, their lefty QB.
And what he's thinking about right now is first down, let's find a way to make a big play. Because when you get a sudden change situation, and that defense has to rush onto the field unexpectedly, you might catch them having a defensive breakdown or not quite prepared.
And it was really sudden after the first play picked off. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. His throw caught at about the 5. Touchdown, Seahawks. Jamar Chase, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
A penalty declined.
Now for the point after. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 19 carries, 98 yards, and a score.
A key component of his team's offense. He will certainly stay in that role if he keeps producing like this each week. Expecting to make a run and not only matching, but exceeding those numbers as this one goes on.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. Hey, we know Pat Mahomes can run it. We saw it right there, but you get the sense when he takes off, every Chiefs fan is just saying, hey, be careful.
You get the sense, right, that everyone's holding their breath?
Yes.
And no one's exhaling until he gets up? Well, that makes perfect sense. But the reason that play works well for him when he decides to keep it and run, because of respect for his arm. He throws it so well and so often that when he does make the decision to run, it's usually wide open.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be second down. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. KC's offense ready to take over. 3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces because they've got some new faces from a year ago, add in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate.
It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Mahomes now on first down. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Point after try forthcoming. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The road ahead a little bit more difficult now after that pick six. So dealing with his deficit here, we'll see if he can try to make amends on this drive. 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. He'll begin by dropping it off to Montgomery. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Now here's Mahomes. Caught by Montgomery. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. And now off to the races. bounces down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter, and then they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Takes it at the 7. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Now Mahomes to try again after the pick six. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And will be taken down at about the 45. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. Dances by him. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. To throw, it's Mahomes. Wilson's got it complete.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. David Montgomery with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, since we don't have a rooting interest in this one, neither one of us wanted to see this one get out of hand too early. Here we are in the first quarter. That was an important response for them to score, already down 21.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jonathan Grenard. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. just gave up another one right there.
And tatter, so sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
2nd and 5 now. Mahomes, and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw taken in by Hockenson here. To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. Think back to last week. They dropped that game to the Detroit Lions. Now they're trying to make amends here as they've got the football and the lead. They'll try and start this drive in the air. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. A little juke. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. They'll run with Hall. And this will be a Seahawks first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. And I tell you what, partner, I think this guy's going to like running behind his new offensive line.
I agree with you, and you can never have enough good runners. They usually provide a nice little spark with their new team.
On first down, right back to Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. And the Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. On 3rd down, here's Hall. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now, it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. On 2nd and 7, Mahomes over the middle, complete. That's Anderson. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Chiefs.
A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And not a whole lot to speak of there, so bring it down shy of the 20. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Mahomes to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. The fumble on first down now. Here's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Decent gain on the scramble of 6, but now it's 4th. They'll try and run for it. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10.
That was 4th and what we would call long in that situation, wasn't it? That wasn't 4th and inches, was it?
No, I mean, you get in those situations 4th and 3, 4th and 4. That's a lot to, what would you say, a lot of pizza left in that box.
It certainly is. Not everyone dove in on that one. In today's NFL, this is a passing down. All right, this is not a running down. That takes a lot of guts to call that play, and even better execution.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. See David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill.
And now here is another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. Now he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, and he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to go through the air as much. From just shy of midfield, Mahomes. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. From the gun on third down, Mahomes. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That was Nick Bolton rushing in and burying him behind the line. Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Seahawks send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Gets past one man. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll start by heading out west, State Farm Stadium in Glendale. And it's the Rams who have the lead in the second quarter. The Rams trying to hold on and claim victory. From there, we head east to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. Darius Slayton, well over 100 yards with 2 touchdown catches to boot. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And it was the visiting San Francisco 49ers that come in and get the victory. Alvin Kamara, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for KC. And despite the fact that they're looking up at a double-digit deficit at halftime, they were able to move the football through the air in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Second and long. Got a man open. It's Chase. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. 4 yards on the pickup. Now Mahomes. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the first down.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big. And now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
and a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
The throw over the middle, taken in. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. But no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Butker now to add the extra point. It's good, and it's now 35-14. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Back to throw now on first down. Flushed out right. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Straight ahead is Hall. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
A gain of 4 yards.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And the Chiefs are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
If these guys are going to chomp into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Mahomes going to throw. Over the middle and complete to Wilson. This offense defense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Mahomes now to throw. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. A gain of 8 and a first down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the check. Now the red challenge flag makes an appearance as Andy Reid wants a second opinion. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the decision to throw the flag, a good one by Andy Reid. The Seahawks send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Now here's Mahomes. And a completion to Wilson. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. To throw, it's Mahomes. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Now Mahomes got to have this one. Open man is Anderson. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to...
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Chiefs have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead will be cut down to 14. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was all capped by Patrick Mahomes using his legs to get in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. 2nd and 4. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. They'll set up to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era. We think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. This pass out wide to Hall. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. It's a pickup of 3.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. But it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part. He's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And now here comes Kansas City. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And again, it's Mahomes. And a throw right sideline is complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 40. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
On 1st down, Mahomes. He's got Anderson on the slant. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. Here's Mahomes to throw. It completes it once more to Anderson. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now it's Mahomes again. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And it's caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. Now Hall to start the drive. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Hall again on 2nd down. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
That's good for the Seahawks. 1st down.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. So the victory here for Seattle. And it was a game where they were off and running in the 1st quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for the Seahawks, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Washington Commanders come to town. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers.